Yes,
All right.
people, we are now here for my favorite part of the show where we bring on a guest to interview. As you've obviously been listening to the show, today's guest is somebody that I rate as probably the sixth best female rapper on this side of the border.
Wait, hang on a
This,
minute. Did you say the sixth best? Because that's fuck. I'd like to know who the other five people in front of me are.
I know
Or did
you've
you
you've
say?
you've got some explaining to do,
Did
Cal.
you
I'm
say?
What's
joking,
Did you
I'm
say?
up?
I
joking.
think you must have said the sick best
I think
Say
he
freestyle.
that.
said sick. Yeah, sick and the
Said
best.
sick. Too right. Too right.
Yeah, so this is somebody that doesn't need any introduction. This is the wonderful, the amazing DK. How you doing, DK?
Pretty good. Pretty good, man. I can't complain. I could, but you know,
Well, great
what's
to
the
have you
fucking
on the
point?
show. Obviously, for people who don't know who you are, we just do like a little introduction. Just let us know, obviously, yeah, who the fuck are you, basically?
I'm a rapper that freestyles and, has been doing it for about 20 years with very moderate success. But there's a lot of people that need to go and listen to my music. So hopefully this will reach out to some more of them.
Exactly that. That's what we're here to do. Yeah, so obviously I've been very excited to get you on. I've seen a lot of your stuff from Don't Flop. That's where kind of when I first come on to you, obviously, I became
Rephrase
aware of
that.
your.
Rephrase that,
I
please.
will, I will, I will rephrase that. Where I
Course.
first became aware of yourself, obviously, as an
That's
MC and a
better.
rapper. Yeah, I know that
Yeah, I
sounded a
think
bit.
that's similar to a lot of people in it because it had a lot of views at that time. It was like a golden era of UK battle rap when I was involved in it. It was a really good time to be involved in it. So I think
Yeah,
that's a lot
definitely.
of people got aware of what I was doing. Although that didn't translate into the amount of people that follow my music because it just doesn't cross over for whatever reason. But I think a lot of people did come from there originally, so it's good. It's good, and I had a good
Yeah,
time doing that.
Why
yeah, and
why don't you think
obviously,
it? Oh, sorry. Go on, Cam.
yeah, I was going to say, obviously, you've been putting out music for a long time as well. I've also bumped into you a few times at kind of different events, Slam Jam. I used to go to
Yeah,
quite a
man.
lot. I used to remember seeing you down there a couple of times in Brighton as well, randomly. Do you remember Marcus Mandible? He used to
I
put on.
I love I love Brighton, innit? I'm
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
I'm about in Brighton as well. I do
yeah,
like Brighton. I'm
yeah,
drawn to the sea.
yeah. Brighton's wicked anyway. It's one of my
Yeah,
favourite little coastside towns. It's wicked.
it's
Um,
got a nice scene as well.
yeah, it has actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Brighton's a
So.
live scene.
Yeah, Marcus Mandible used to put on events down there. So I remember seeing you there, and obviously you've got also a little crew as well that you're part of more recently, kind of in your recent ventures
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. ICE, is it?
ICE,
Yeah,
ICE,
yeah.
yeah, and we're actually putting the finishing touches on an album, which will be the
Oh,
first
sick.
true album, and that's gonna come out this year.
Oh, wicked, wicked. And have you got any solo projects coming up at all, or have you dropped anything more recently?
I don't know if it's recent, so I generally tend to drop one album every year.
Yeah,
And the last one that I dropped was Swim, which is this
yeah.
one here.
I remember
And
this
that
album.
that's
Yeah,
the that's
yeah,
the most recent one. That's the most recent one. It wasn't like just the other day, but it was the most recent one.
You've got that
yeah.
CD, but you're repping on your T-shirt as well right now.
I mean, yeah.
So there is merch for people who want merch too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man. I
it.
mean, no, there was, but I actually sold out, so I'm just gonna, it was surprising to me more than
Hmm.
anyone, like, but I'm gonna order some more in and put them up on the old Bandcamp. So yeah,
Yeah,
people can get some soon.
yeah. It's not the worst problem to have when you're selling out of your merch. Like that's
No,
happy
no,
days.
it's all right. It's like shit, it's all gone. I wanted like loads of them to put all around my room. Fuck's sake, man. Fucking
I
people
got to
buying.
ask, when you said earlier, before K-Saulz rudely interrupted me, the horrible little shit, uh, you were saying like from the battle rap and stuff that it didn't like the connection with the fans or something didn't really transfer over.
Um,
Why do you think that was? Or it like because I see that as a common thing as well with like
I
battle
mean,
rappers.
yeah. It's pretty common, man, because those people that are listening to battling are not necessarily interested in the sort of UK underground hip hop music that we're making, you
Yeah,
know?
very
So
true.
Yeah.
it doesn't always translate over. It's a very specific thing. I mean, there's a whole heap of people that were into what I was doing as a battle rapper that don't listen to hip hop at all, which is
But
fine,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
know, but
yeah,
it doesn't always cross over.
yeah,
But
that's
I always
absolutely
find
right.
like battle rappers when they're making their own solo project and stuff, they've got that energy and that kind of like battle essence in their lyrics anyway. So like the lyrics don't necessarily change up from the battle to the solo stuff because I find
The
a lot of
format.
that.
It's
Yeah,
the format, bro. It's like the format is different. It's not somebody roasting somebody else like a comedy kind of thing, or
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's a completely different format, and therefore not everyone is gonna enjoy it, even though they enjoyed what you were doing with the battles.
yeah. It doesn't make sense to me, like because like you put so much effort in and energy, and it's like, well, I want to hear more of this person, not just on battles. I want to hear everything they do. Like if they got this energy and cleverness and wittiness in a battle, surely, just a solo track. Like I'm sure you're roasting people in your solo stuff as well. Like you're gonna be hard hitting and stuff. So I don't know. People are weird. They're fools for not checking
Fools
out more stuff.
fools for not following me and buying every single thing that I do
Hundred
consistently.
percent, hundred
Fools.
fucking percent.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's understandable. I listen to artists and I don't always listen to every single thing that they've done, and basically because I don't have time.
Yeah,
So it's got to be something really fucking like special to catch my interest for me to go and look at a whole back catalogue of what an artist has done. And
Mm,
not everyone has time to do that for every single person that they're into.
mm,
very true.
yeah,
Like
And I
the more
think,
people that you reach, the more chance you have of finding those people that will go and do that. But because, when the reach is limited, obviously, then the percentage of people that are gonna do that is lower, it drops. It's like the more you go, the more that little percentage, which is like maybe 5-10%, will
yeah.
rise up until it becomes a significant number.
and so when you started doing the battle rapping, were you always planning to start putting out music anyway? Was that kind of just a
And it was
natural
the other way
development?
around, man. I started doing battle rap after I put out music.
Ah,
But
okay,
you have to
okay.
understand that I'm from the era where we used to actually burn CDs out and sell them in the street.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So it wasn't even on the internet until 20 years ago. It
yeah,
was 2005, May 2005, that I released my first album on the internet. Before that, it had already been out in the streets on CDs.
yeah,
Um, and that's why I did this project, which is like 20 years anniversary of the first thing that I ever did, which was this mixtape called From the Hostel. And that
yeah.
was 20 years ago this May. So
Wow.
what I'm doing is I've got this guy, big up Ripper Media, by the way. That's a Cardiff team. I know you guys are
Yeah,
Oh,
Jake
we
the
know him,
Ripper.
Jake the
Yeah,
Ripper.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so Jake
Good
the Ripper
people.
has been, I actually battled him back in the day, but since then I've got him to do a few videos with me because he's bang on with the old visuals, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
So he's been doing a whole bunch of videos for me, and they're coming out two every month. We've already dropped the first two. So the idea was to have one video for one track from every single album that I've ever released. And because I've done
Nice.
so bloody many of them, it's going to take us all the way up to New Year, releasing two per month. That's one every 2 weeks. And then new music will come out from me next year, like my own solo shit. The next album
Ah, dope.
next year. And also in the middle of that, the IC album is going to drop. So videos for that and all.
So this is kind of a celebration of your 20 years basically in the game, and
It
you're
is
dropping these.
exactly that, man. I chose one track from every album, and he's done the visuals or is in the process of doing the visuals. The videos come out on YouTube every 2 weeks.
Oh, dope. So when is the first? Has the first one dropped already? Did you say?
Yeah, the first one and the second one are out, and they're all on the YouTube, innit? So anyone wants to go link in the old bio and all that, they can go and have a look. And it's a bit cringy listening to my young little voice, and the way that I used to structure my writing as well, because obviously we like to think that we improve as we go older. So listening to the older stuff from 20 years ago was a little bit like, oh, I don't know about that. But then I had to be like, it is what it is. It was like a time capsule, the essence of that time.
Yeah.
And it did the job pretty well of capturing how I was at that time. So I think that was the main thing, really.
That's
Did you
all it
find
is.
it?
It's a diary, isn't it? Really, that's how you got to think of music. It is cringy when you listen back to some. I listen back to some of my
Sometimes.
stuff, and I'm thinking, man, like I was so angry, like all the time, just at everything and
That's
everybody.
what I'm
I
saying, Todd.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. I was so angry. The rage level was just full volume, like all the time. And that was before I even got into battling properly.
did you find it hard to pick certain tracks from your older stuff to warrant a video, or was it easily, oh, I hear that, yeah, that's definitely going to be a video. That's definitely going to be a video.
I think what it was there are a lot of emotional tracks that I talk about personal shit and experiences and emotions and stuff. So what I wanted to do was create a narrative that also made sense if you listen to them chronologically from start to finish.
Mm.
So I began with something that was talking about something that I talk about later in my more recent work as well, so that it could create the arc. And I just have that in mind when I was choosing them, really. And obviously, I went for the ones that I had written slightly better than the ones that were a bit like, oh, like a bit basic, shall we say? Yeah,
And when you come up with a
that's it.
concept for an album or an EP, is that something like you plan, or is it something that you like kind of comes together quite sort of naturally and organically, or is it kind of like, right, I'm making an album, I've got a concept idea. Do you stick to the concept, or does it kind of evolve and change into?
Well, for people that have heard any of it, like the small 5 people, all 5 of them that have heard any of my albums, they know that I like a concept album.
Yeah, that's
So
what I've noticed.
yeah, I
Yeah,
literally think of everything first.
yeah.
Before I even begin to write the lyrics, I
Hmm.
have the whole concept laid out in a skeleton. I already choose exactly where each song is going to be in a direction of like what it will talk about. And that's
Mm.
before I even write anything or choose any beats or make any melodies or anything. So I
Wow. Okay.
literally have the whole concept of the album first, and
Yeah.
then I fill everything in like a jigsaw puzzle after.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Do you work that way in most of your concept albums, or is that just the way that
Yeah,
you work?
that's the formula. That's the
Yeah.
formula.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find it very easy to decide exactly what I'm doing first, and then I go and fill everything in. I will probably build the beat first because I like to work with other producers. If I'm not just straight up getting a whole beat that's already made, I
Mm.
think of the melodies and stuff and all that sort of thing. Then after that, when the beat is there, I will write to it. Obviously, then it's time to record it. Then it's finished, in it. Then crack on with the next one.
So do you get beats already made for you and then sent over, and then you pick out the best ones, or is it kind of like you like to make the beats yourself and be more obviously be involved in the beat making side of it, so you can get it exactly how you want?
Well, with an album, a concept album that I did called Grim Raps, which was basically taking some fairy tales and
Yeah.
modernizing them and putting them into MIDI raps. I
Dope
worked
album.
with this guy called Matt Catlow. Yeah, he did really good production on it, cinematic. I
Mm.
sent him all the melodies and exactly like and the vibe and exactly like what I wanted. And then he built his own version of what he interpreted that as. And
Oh,
that's how we
brilliant.
make every single beat on that album. But for like the for Swim, the most recent one, I just got some beats that were already perfectly made, like off Shaky Ground, Mimsky, Farmer G, and fucking like loads of people that I approached because I was like, I like your music
Mm.
and I want one of those style beats on my album. And then the
Yeah.
beat was already made. I did make a couple of beats with Matt, but most of them on that one were different producers like Parkinson and like just people that I rate in general anyway. So I
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
what I was looking for when I approached them, and then I found like what I wanted, and then I wrote to it.
Oh, sick, sick, sick.
Yeah.
And when you said obviously you were approaching other producers and stuff, did you already have an idea of, you said obviously the sound that you wanted, and do
Yeah.
you produce yourself, or how do
Yeah,
you how?
no, you know what? I got all the fucking equipment now, man, but I haven't even set it up yet. Um, I've literally the only way that I've gotten things produced is by just explaining to Matt what I want, and then he
Ah,
So
cool,
I'm
cool,
I'm
cool.
gonna produce stuff, probably not for this album coming up next year, but probably by the time the next time rolls around for like the 15th one, I'll probably be able to produce my own shit by then.
Yeah.
That's something that's like a wish list. That's something that I'm gonna do. I got all the equipment. I just ain't even set it up or had time to learn to use it yet. and I wouldn't expect to put out anything straight away anyway. I need a bit of time to kind of, get better at it, I guess.
Of course. And do you have somebody who's going to sort of help you, or several people that are going to help you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Got a few people that know what's what. They're going to show me how to use all the shit I bought. Just bought loads of shit. Just arrived. It's all there in the site. I gotta do everything, set it up, and figure out how to use it and everything. Yeah.
so do you record all your stuff at home, or do you go to a studio to record it?
Well, I'm saying it now. I've got all this shit, and I got a nice Newman mic as well. I'm gonna set everything up to record the next album at home.
Yeah.
But the Swim album I recorded in Kingship. The album before that, I think it was Kingship again. That's Logic Studio. The one before that, I think it was in Endell Street, which is a hostel where some members of my bands that I used to be in used to live. And then that's how I met Matt Catlow, who did a lot of production and recorded most of the earlier stuff. There was one album which I recorded in my old flat where the guy came around with the equipment and recorded me there.
Oh, sick.
And then going all the way back, the very first one was recorded in like Labrador Grove in a studio there. Second one somewhere out in East in a tiny box room home studio. I think nearly all of the other ones have been recorded at Endell Street. And then the last few at Kingship Studio.
Cool.
And this is literally not even interesting to anyone, I imagine. So just, let's crack on.
Well, no, saying that, I always find it fascinating when an artist works in they've got so many albums, they work in so many different studios. So obviously they're working with so many different engineers and things like that. Do you find it easy moving from one place to another? Do you get the vibe with the people there immediately, or do you find it sometimes awkward that you have to explain, like, no, I know you're saying you want it this way, but I need it this way, you know?
You know what? I feel like I can communicate with people that are interested in music.
Mm,
So obviously, I haven't ever worked with anyone that I couldn't communicate with, and I click quite quickly and easily with anyone I'm working with because we're already there to do the same job anyway. I've
mm.
never had any problems with working with anyone. I'm very comfortable with working anywhere. I can go anywhere. I can record anywhere. I can work with anyone. I've never had a problem with that ever.
Cool, cool.
Like no problem. You look
Happy
like you don't know
days.
what to say next.
No,
Shall I
Well,
introduce
I'm just waiting for
I,
K-Saulz. K-Saulz
I didn't
usually
want to
jumps in.
interrupt. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt Dick just in case, man. We're trying to not talk over each other, innit?
It's a tricky one.
It is.
You
It
gotta have
is
a
when you do
sign, some kind of sign up, something.
Yeah, we'll just put up a hand. Me to talk, please. Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
So, what sort of music, apart from obviously hip hop and stuff? I mean, do you listen to hip hop all the time, or are you somebody like myself who doesn't really actually listen to hip hop that much? I listen to other music because I'm involved in hip hop so much. I tend not to listen to it as much as I used to growing
Yeah,
up. I mean, what about yourself? Do you listen to it on a daily, or is it more like you're into other stuff? And if so, what other stuff are you into? What other things do you get inspired by?
I go through phases in it. So I go through phases with particular artists or particular albums. Then I will listen to that like on repeat for fucking ages.
Mm,
And then I'll move on to something else. But in the middle of that, that will be like my staple, like the main course. And then in the middle of that, I'll be snacking on different genres of just other stuff. I listen to a lot of 80s music. I listen to a lot of ska, reggae, 80s pop, a lot of
mm,
synth shit. I listen to a lot of classical music. Um, I think I used to listen to it when I went to sleep. It used to calm me down.
Mm.
Uh, but I listen to a lot of Latino music as well because one of my close friends who lives next door is always fucking playing it and got me into all of the artists. So I listen to that a hell of a lot.
mm.
But predominantly, I do listen to UK hip hop. The album at the moment is probably that Dead Players album that I've been listening to in the car. So that's
Yeah.
the one I've been obsessed with at the moment. I think I nearly know all of the lyrics. And then I'll move on to
What?
something and I'll just keep playing it. I just keep playing it over and over, But I
Listen
listen
to it
to
that
it in
much
bits and
already.
bits.
You know the
Yeah,
lyrics.
yeah,
That's wicked.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but yeah, I like listening to beats like as well, like instrumentals and shit. I like listening to my peers as well. I listen to what people I know are doing,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I listen to all kind of shit.
Yeah, I think I'm the same actually. I listen to hip hop mainly when I'm listening to some one of my friends' stuff rather than obviously trying to. I mean, you can fall a little bit behind with it, especially with like I used to be massively into drum and bass. That's where I started off, and like keeping up with it now. Like I don't know any of the new drum and bass acts or anything like that. And it's just a little bit with hip hop because there's so much new stuff coming out. The
Yeah.
market is pretty large, isn't it?
Oversaturated.
It is, yeah. So it can be a little bit hard to stay on top of stuff. But as you said, listening to your peers and stuff, trying to get inspired. But I always find when I'm writing a project, I try not to listen to really any hip hop because I just don't want to be too um, over
Influenced.
influenced
Yeah.
by other people. Do you find that yourself, or do you find that you like to listen to other artists to get that little bit of inspiration, or do you kind of like to have a little bit of a
You
music
know
break
what,
or
though?
hip hop break?
It's not even for inspiration. It's just because that makes me happy. That's
Yeah.
what I like. It makes me feel happy and comfortable listening to hip hop, because I've always been a fan. And because I'm always consistently writing something, like always, so obviously there's never any time when I'm not writing for something.
Mm,
So I'm obviously I'm always listening to like what I want to hear anyway. Whether whether it influences me or not, I can't say how much. It must do in some way what I'm listening
mm,
to. But then so is everything. Events that happen in our personal lives,
yeah.
things that we watch, things that we read. I read a lot.
Hmm.
Are all these books that I'm reading influence what I'm writing? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But in a very subtle way. And like I think that's just part of life. We are generally being influenced by something all the fucking time anyway,
Mm.
you
And you said
know.
obviously you write all the time and stuff. Is that like uh songs, or is it just kind of bars here and there, kind of just trying to keep the pen game sharp, or
I don't know.
um
At this point, it's pretty much like a tree growing fruit. It
mm,
just does it. It
mm,
does. It doesn't care if anyone eats it or not. It just does it because that's what it's made to do.
yeah,
I guess when I'm not writing for a specific album of my own, I'm writing verses for other people for collabs, or
yeah,
I've been writing for the Crew album. It's basically just whatever it is, whatever the task is, I sit down and get excited to write for it, and then I do it. Then I move on to the next thing.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
it would either be a whole track or it would be verses. And when it's not a project that I'm doing myself, it's usually verses, 16 to 32 bar verses.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And obviously you mentioned your crew as well. How long have you guys been together, and how did that all come about in terms of how did you meet? And
You know what? Yeah, I don't know how long we've been together. I know there's an early video of us, and it was from maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I don't even know when we actually formally became a crew. I was in a pub called the Flask in Hampstead with my mate Rubik's, and we were just, I don't know why we were there. I was having a drink or whatever. This is before my whole sobriety thing. And then Baraka, who's in our crew, like probably the founding member because he was the one who knew everybody else that
right,
brought us together for a collab track. He recognized my voice, which is apparently a little bit distinctive, while I was in the pub. And he goes, "Oh, you're DK from Don't Flop." And then we started barring, which just happened organically. And then I don't know how we became a crew. We just started meeting up. Then the others came in, we did a collab track. We all just started hanging out. This is like, must be about 5 years ago. God knows when it was, maybe late. Maybe it was even 6, 7 years ago. I have no idea. And we just be barring and ciphering and freestyling, and we just became a crew.
yeah, yeah. So that happened very, very organically and naturally, basically, by
Yeah,
the
it's
sounds
because
of
we
it.
became friends
Yeah,
who were obsessed with rapping
mm,
and obsessed with like daisy chaining multis and freestyling and like the whole technical side of it as well. And everyone is sick, but in their own individual style, which is
yeah,
nice. So it's just like rapping with a bunch of your mates, in it. And a lot of my friends are women with like not very much interest in hip hop. So it's exactly what I needed, what I was looking for in my life, to find a group of people that would just come and just rap with me, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, and that's I think a lot. That's actually probably quite how a lot of crews come together. Is the love
Yeah,
for the music at first, and then it just suddenly grows into something else. Especially because when you're rapping together and you're ciphering together, you can already hear, right, there's some chemistry there. Like voices sound good together. You kind of almost creating the group without even obviously intending to create the group, really, aren't you?
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly like that.
yeah. And is there like producers? You guys, do you get your beats off other people? Or is there producers in your crew, or do you have
Well,
self-made?
Triple A is fucking sick producer, and so is Baraka, but he started producing a little more intensely recently.
Yeah,
So I have a feeling going forward there isn't going to be much outsourcing of beats, but we did outsource a few beats for the album, but a
yeah.
lot of them Triple A produced. And I
Okay,
think
So,
dope.
going forward, Baraka will be doing a lot of production as well.
so how many of you are in the crew then? Like who does what? How many produce? How many MCs? And
There's seven of us. Um, Within that, we have two serious producers and all of us MC. And that's it.
nice.
That's it, really. Yeah.
Well, that's all you
Yeah,
need. If you, as long
we've
as you've
got
got one
one
of
that's
one
more like,
producer.
yeah, you need someone to do a bit of producing. Yeah, but we've all got our own distinctive style. So together it works pretty good.
And it's the best way as well when you're writing together and just bouncing off each other and egging each other on and trying to challenge each other and things like that. Yeah, we've talked about it before, haven't we, Dick? That, getting in
Yeah.
the studio with people is definitely
I
the
think
way
I
to
think
write.
it's the best way. You just that energy and that vibe, especially like you said, DK, with people you hang around with and when you collab with well, like someone will say a bad and you're just like, yep, cool, I'm ready. I'm just gonna come off that just so naturally, and all of a sudden you've got like six tracks done in one session. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's good. I got no complaints about the stuff that we're making either. All the shit for the new album is just fire. It's
And
just
performing out
fire
together as well.
bars.
It's just a different vibe when you perform with other people rather than being a solo artist. You just get that totally
Yeah.
different energy. So do you guys have you got like a planned? You doing a tour of the album, or is it just get the album out and then just go with the flow? What's your plans for it?
I think because like some of us have kids and all of us have work and live in slightly different areas, it's quite difficult to coordinate to do gigs, especially gigs that are not paid.
Hmm.
But for the album, we're going to make an exception and definitely make sure that we do several gigs in a short space of time to just actually go and promote the new material.
Mm.
So there'll probably be something at the chip shop, and then two of us can drive so we can get down to different places like maybe Tone's coffee shop or some other place, like different areas. So yeah, maybe mini tour. Mini tour would
Yeah,
be good. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Cool.
cool.
Just make sure you don't forget Cardiff. People forget Cardiff, man.
I
Yeah,
would love to go back to Cardiff.
mate, we
We
might get
make
you
a
down.
point of it.
When
I
when when
mean,
is the album out? Is it out next year? Did you say?
well, do you know what? At the moment, we're very close to finishing it. We got two more tracks that we need to write to and record. Everything else is done, and we got the beats for those two tracks as well. And I've written mine, but that's because I'm fucking obsessive person that just likes to write as soon as I get a beat. But everyone writes at their own pace in it or has their own stuff to do. So we're waiting on everyone else to finish writing who's going to be on it, and then we're going to record it. In fact, I'm going to record my parts at Baraka's house on Thursday. So that's good. But then when all the vocals are finished, it will literally be Inos, who's part of 40C. He's going to be mixing it. He's going to finish mixing it. Triple A began mixing it. He's going to finish mixing it. And then we're going to get, I think we're going to get Chemo to master it. Then it's going to be finished. And then it's time to do the boring PR shit online, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to try and get some live gigs in. Yeah, man. Gonna
Wicked.
come to Cardiff.
Yeah, we'll get you down
Definitely,
for Isle of
definitely.
Hip Hop. Just let us know when the album drops, and we'll do your little
Be
do your little
nice.
gig. No worries at all. Little album launch.
Lovely jubbly.
Why not? Why not?
I'll be
In
the
terms of when obviously in the
Cam,
group,
Cam,
yeah, go on.
Cam. I was going to say, there's only a couple of minutes left. Do you want to
Yeah,
do the break now, just in case we haven't got time for the answer?
yeah, good shout, good
It'll be
shout.
a
Yeah,
cliffhanger, innit? It'll be
yeah.
a
So we'll
cliffhanger.
we'll take a little break now, and then we'll come back in about 5 minutes or something, and we'll do the rest. All right.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Cool. We'll speak to you soon. Yeah.
Bye.
All right.
Nice one.
Million years ago, Jesus.
Well, that's why I've had to change stuff because I had to check the video Jake the Ripper done. Shouts to Jake the Ripper, Crash, and Fernie Mac as well for that video. It's fucking
Yeah,
dope.
man. It
Song's
was.
amazing
It
as
is
well.
dope.
It was. I actually
Yeah,
saw it.
man.
I actually watched it last night, so I don't know what I'm going on about. I thought I didn't realize you just dropped it. I actually watched it last night. I was like, yeah, fuck, man. I didn't know DK'd worked with Ripper Media. And then obviously when you mentioned it now, it just fucking clicked. I went and looked back. I was like, yeah, I watched that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sick fucking video as well.
Yeah. No, they really smashed the visuals on that. Smashed it with that old school arcade graphic kind of thing. And
Yeah,
it goes with the track as well.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And they had a nice day out at the fucking local arcade
They had a
as well.
nice day out.
Yeah.
They had a nice day out, all in the name of, of work, obviously.
It's all down to artistry. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough job, man. So, that song was obviously from 2007, not 2027, as I wrote mistakenly in my description of it.
You're way ahead of your time, girl. You were way ahead of your time.
Fucking hell, man. But when I wrote that, I was totally in that super rage phase that we previously discussed.
Yeah.
So that was fun to listen back to. And I was like a really small, like short, very young looking, very, very skinny person back then who didn't look like intimidated or aggressive at all. So that made it even more fucking hilarious that I was running about just being like super rage mode.
Hey, they're the ones to stay away from. They're the scary ones. That's why me and K-Saulz are never in the same studio. This guy's a wild animal.
Yeah.
He's like a rhesus
ones.
monkey in heat.
We gotta watch out for those people that don't look intimidating. They're the real psychos.
100%.
I'm saying, yeah, man.
Come on, K-Saulz, say something then.
No comment.
With a little anger. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, man. So that's nice. That's an ongoing project, isn't it? So we're gonna keep that going all the way up to the last video is gonna be filmed in Tokyo because I'm going to Japan in October.
Dope.
And one of the songs from Swim is called Swim to Japan. And I'm gonna film the music video for that over there in Tokyo. And then they're gonna cut it together and put that out. That's gonna be the final video that completes the whole arc of all of the albums that I've released over the last 20 years up until now.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Have you been to Japan before? My brother lives out there. He's been living out there for a while.
No, I've never been to Japan. My younger brother lives there. He works and lives there in Tokyo. So there is like at least some connection that when me and the girls go there, we're not going to be just ripped off and fall into these tourist traps because we have like someone who can speak the lingo and who actually lives there. So yeah, I guess that's helpful. But I've always been a little bit, fascinated by Japanese culture in general. So for me, it's very exciting because it was on my list of places that I have to go to.
It's an amazing place. Amazing place. My brother lives in Nagasaki, so he lives a little bit away from Tokyo, but I've been to Tokyo and stuff as well. Yeah. It's just a different world out there, man. And like in terms of like the things that kind of like stood out for me was just how clean everything was and how everything's on time. Like if a train is late, like you'd be
they're
shocked.
not late. They are not late.
You'll be absolutely shocked, and there'll be like apologies. Nah, it's not like over here where every train is late and then the odd one's on time. Out there, it's like, and like what another thing I noticed was like when I was in Tokyo, like when I was on the underground, there just wasn't a lot of tourists. Like like when you go to I've been to quite a few major cities.
But you know why that is? Because they can't fucking afford the nearly £1,000 ticket to get there. I was like, this is wild. I was like, I'm booking it way in advance as well, and it's like 900 is the cheapest one that I can find. I was like, no wonder that I'm probably never gonna get to go here again. So I might as well make the most of it. Yeah, direct. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I ain't got the time to do a non-direct flight, especially when the direct flight is one day anyway.
Yeah.
And I've only got a limited because I got children that are still quite young. So finding people to look after them is quite tricky. So I ain't
Yeah,
got time for nothing that is not direct. So,
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah. Fair
otherwise,
enough.
if I had all the time in the world, I probably would have. And it might have been a bit cheaper, you know,
How long are you going out there for?
a week.
A week.
Just a week. Now, if I had the choice, I would have stayed for maybe a month, but I
Yeah.
don't. So a week it is. I'm gonna have my
S-
birthday there. It's
Oh,
Oh,
gonna be good,
wicked.
nice.
man.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
have you got the video planned out? Like you know which days you're doing it, so you know you've got all the timing sorted.
Not yet, but because it's not happening until October, I'm gonna
Hmm.
crack on with that over the summer, storyboard everything out, see if we need to get permission from some places and just find out which places we can actually film in and where we're gonna film and just map it all out and
Yeah.
shit. There's still got
It's
like quite a while to go still.
yeah, especially doing that somewhere abroad because different laws and things like that. You don't want to be, you know, going for a week and staying for 8 months because you got locked up for filming
I know,
some
right?
Shinto temple or something that you shouldn't
No,
be allowed to.
I'm gonna make sure to double and triple check everything and get permission if we need it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it should be good. It should be good. Oh well, if I get locked up, I'll have an excuse to stay longer, to be fair. Might be a shout. Yeah.
Apparently I've heard they've got good food in Japanese
They're
prisons,
Japanese
like
prisons
Okay,
would be
proper
okay.
amazing.
A-class food. So
Oh, you're
it
Japanese
might
really
actually be
prisons,
making a
worth it.
case for me to
Japanese
actually
prisons
get locked up.
like going to Butlins here, basically.
No, no, no,
Yeah, no, I
no,
might have to. I might
no.
have to do
They're better than
something.
Butlins. Come on.
Oh,
The Butlins is sick, mate. I love Butlins. Love going to
no,
Butlins.
I don't think I've been to Butlins. Like, what's Butlins
Don't,
saying?
Oh,
don't do
it's
it.
like
Don't do it.
a
No,
it's like a holiday sort of resort thing, isn't it? British
It's
holiday
it's
resort.
like
I know what it
go into an
is.
STD. That's what it's like. It's just the
Uh,
physical embodiment of syphilis.
It's great
I
fun.
won't put that on my list.
Take your kids there. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Been there a couple of times,
Yeah.
few times.
I've been going to different places recently, man. I realized that I'm probably doing this thing that is like when people just start traveling all the time because they just realize that life's too short and they think, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to travel. I've got some problems. You know what? I'm just going to travel. It'll be all right. It's some different place. Even though, of course, you're bringing yourself with you. So you're
Yeah,
bringing your problems with you. But you just have a feeling that everything will be all right if you could just go somewhere different. So I've
yeah.
been doing that.
I
I've
think
been doing that a
you can
lot.
get a different perspective though when you do go
Okay.
somewhere. You know, it can like open your mind up to a different way of dealing with
Yeah,
yourself. You know.
there's some merit to it, definitely. But you know, you definitely can't just solve everything by popping off to a
Oh
different
no.
country. It helps for a bit though. It helps
Yeah,
for a bit.
other than your bank account, because then you get back and you realize, oh shit, now
Yeah,
I've got another
yeah, yeah.
problem.
Oh fuck, man, no electric this week, kids. Light the candles. You'll be all right. Yeah, shit, man. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good because I didn't have an opportunity apart from when I got booked for shows. Actually, rap was the only way that I ever traveled before.
Mm,
um when I was like younger. It was the only way that I could ever travel anywhere.
Mm.
And it's taken me to a lot of different places like Russia, New York, Germany, all kind of mad different places that I wouldn't actually, when I was really fucking broke, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to go to, you know. So that's something to be said about it. If it
What
hasn't done anything else, it's done that for me at least.
how did you find the crowds abroad? You know, especially like if it's a different language, like was there any barriers or anything?
I found it absolutely fucking brilliant. I just found it brilliant. If anything, it seemed to be even more welcoming than
mm,
performing at home.
mm.
But that's what I found. I might have just been drunk, but that's how I felt. I felt like this deep connection with everybody. I was like, this is great. You know, I don't know if they know what I'm saying or if they knew what I was saying, maybe they would enjoy it so much. But this is great. Like it was it was really good. Yeah. No, I've always enjoyed performing abroad, like very much so.
What's the best place you found?
Well, do you mean the best place that I've been to?
Yeah.
Not specifically the best show that I've done. The best experience that I had was maybe when I went to New York with
Mm,
End of the Week, the EO Dub fam, because I was going there to represent the UK. And I think the whole the whole trip, the whole competitive nature of my spirit that was like coming to the front. Not that it was like a battle like what the rap battles that you
mm,
see in feedback. It's not like that at all, but it's still a competition. And the whole thing of going to like the mecca of hip hop and being in Brooklyn and just being
mm.
around a lot more hip hop culture than we get here. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt at home. I just felt instantly at home. I felt like this is just somewhere that I fit in and belong.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that was probably the best trip for me personally. Yeah, I think so.
Did you do like any hip hop tours out there? Because I know they like take you around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we went to a studio in New Jersey and recorded some stuff. We did shows out in different areas in New York. So we
So
did live shows and we
Sweet.
did interviews and all kinds of shit. They had the whole itinerary lined up for me.
oh,
Amazing.
that's sick. And
Yeah,
so
it was really good.
where has been the best sort of place in terms of where you've performed? Best show you've done outside the UK, would you say?
It was in Russia
Mm,
around the time of my 27th birthday.
okay.
I went out there. This is long before like everything in Russia was all fucked. I went out, we went to St. Petersburg and Moscow. We did shows in both of those places.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking good, man. The whole experience was so good.
Mm,
You know, and before I left, people were trying to say to me, a few people were trying to say, don't go there, it's dangerous. And I was like,
Mm.
you know what, I'm going there. I'm going there because I won't have another chance to go there most likely, and I never ever regret it. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Although I didn't really get to see like the real Russia because I was
Mm.
being driven around in a car from venue to venue, and there was like, and I was staying in a hotel, so I didn't really get to see the proper ends, like the area, but
Yeah.
it was still great, great experience. And it was just I just remember that crowd was so fucking hype. And I think that's what stuck it in my memory as one of the best shows.
Yeah, they
that's
love
dope.
hip hop out in Russia. Well, it's very hard to get a hip hop show out in Russia now due to all the fuckery that's going on. Like
I imagine so.
Mm,
yeah, like
Yeah,
lack of expression. Like the
yeah,
government was cutting down on a few MCs. Like a few people got arrested and shit like that. It was
yeah,
crazy over the last like 6, 7 years.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
disgusting. I think you went out at the perfect time.
I went over 10 years ago now. 11, like 13 years ago.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think all this shit started like 2017, something like that. It was just like Putin just went crazy.
Yeah, so
Well,
I'm actually quite glad I probably will never be able to go there again. So I'm glad I got to do that as well. Yeah, man.
that's
It's
sweet.
it's a
That's
shame what's
cool.
going on and stuff, man. I think Russia gets a lot of bad propaganda and stuff as well. Obviously, it's
Mm,
got it's got leave the governments to one side. They're not the representation of the people, are they? But
no.
they've got a very rich culture. Russia has, and it gets brushed aside, and people don't talk about some great inventions have come from there. Been some very, very influential people in history have come from
Mm,
Russia, and
Yeah,
they've
man.
been kind of a little bit of
Well,
creating
it's
like a
all
boogeyman.
political.
It's all
It's all
political
political.
bollocks. Yeah,
We're influenced very much by the US of what we
yeah,
see and in the media, what comes to us here in the UK.
yeah.
So
yeah,
obviously, we've been fed like a completely different line than what another country might have been fed that's a bit closer to Russia. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? Because we're
definitely.
seeing a lot of US influence in our own country,
Mm,
like obviously.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
a
yeah,
lot of
that
propaganda,
has a
man.
lot to do. Yeah, there's a lot to do with it, man.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And obviously, in terms of your travels that you've done, performing out in obviously different places and stuff, do you have any kind of any funny stories, any strange things that have happened when you've been performing out at an event abroad?
the won't incriminate you.
Yeah, that won't incriminate you, and you're not going to
Oh,
get
nothing
arrested or
then.
anything.
Oh, nothing. Nothing. No, nothing that
Next
won't
question.
incriminate me. Yeah, Yeah, no, can't think of any now. I mean, no, do you know what? Yeah, I guess I don't really have like any funny anecdotes off the top. If I stopped and thought about it for a bit, I could probably think of some.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess one of them might have been like when I was in New York and I just was getting really drunk because I'm a big drinker. I was drinking a lot that time as well. And I think I don't know. I think someone was like, "Oh, this is what all of the British representatives do. Like everyone that comes over to represent the UK is just like that." And I think I was just rapping and rapping and rapping and fucking just rapping non-stop. And at some point, I just fell over, but I was still rapping. I think that kind of, I think that kind of sums it up, really. That's the sort of anecdotes that I would have, really. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't know what point I stopped freestyling.
fair play to you
That
for
just
fucking
carried on.
keep
Like,
going, you know?
yeah,
That's fucking
yeah, yeah.
amazing.
They won't notice. They won't notice. Just like
It's all
everything looks
part of the
different.
act. It's all
Yeah,
part of the
yeah.
act.
Smooth, like style it out. No one noticed. No, it's
Yeah, she was
okay.
crowd surfing. She just couldn't find the crowd to surf on, so
Yeah,
she
yeah.
found the floor.
We call it ground surfing. That's
Ground
what we do in
surfing.
London, isn't it? That's what we do in London because the high rents, ground surfing. So yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing that happens sometimes to me personally. Yeah, I mean that used to happen in my own kitchen as well. Fucking so. So yeah,
So you've
that's it
got
really.
mattresses everywhere on your floor, everywhere you
Yeah,
walk
no,
now.
what I've got is bruises everywhere. Not fucking mattresses.
Constantly cleaning up bloodstains. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
mate.
no, it was actually it was actually like that at one point, and that's why I had to stop drinking. Because I remember one time that like some of the guys were around here, some of the crew were around, and a couple of friends and that. And we were all listening to music and ciphering, and someone goes, "DK, you're bleeding." And I was like, "What?" And when you drink alcohol, you will bleed a lot more because of some kind of something happens to you, and you just if you cut yourself, you're gonna bleed like bare
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
blood
yeah.
everywhere. And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna hoover it up." And I just like started hoovering. I'm just still bleeding, and like it's that level of disconnection with what is actually going on. That was one of the many, many reasons that I had to stop fucking drinking. Yeah. I
But
could tell you so many stupid stories, which are actually more sad than anything, but they're fucking funny as well. Like sad and funny. They would be like funnier if they didn't happen to me in real life.
yeah.
but, but I have to remind myself about this shit sometimes, just laugh at it because it was fucking wild for like a good couple of years straight.
So
Yeah.
did you ever get like so wasted that you couldn't remember any lyrics or anything, or was that never a problem?
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I'm so good at freestyling, you know, because it was a regular problem.
So you had
So
to
that
learn
was your
the
backup plan,
freestyle.
basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I generally did start freestyling because I had problem remembering my lyrics that I'd written. And then over time, it got a little bit better at it. Then it became more like a party trick. Look what I can do,
Mm,
to impress people or make them laugh or whatever. And then it actually became a useful skill that I think is very much overlooked as a really integral part of hip hop and what rapping is about, you know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think well nowadays there is more kind of respect given to people that can freestyle, but before I think it was literally more like, oh look, this is just what we do, like not much thought put into it,
mm,
but it's literally just like I can't remember my shit, so I'm just gonna make some shit up.
mm.
That was it. Yeah.
yeah, like to make it, cognitive and make sense is like the hardest thing about freestyling. Like anyone can just say words and find a word that rhymes, but to make it make like the words in between, they have to make sense, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think some of it you need to be relaxed as well and not worry about what you're saying. I think there's a real fine line with it. Like if you're overthinking it and you're
Mm.
thinking too much about this has got to be brilliant, I've got to be saying, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it just takes away from the essence of it, man. I think the best like personally, the best ones I've ever, in my case, I've ever done was when I've just literally not given a shit about it. As soon as I start thinking about, oh, this has got to make sense, you just lose the
Yeah.
flow of it,
Yeah.
man.
And you know what we always say? The best freestyles are never recorded,
Yeah,
ever. Never
exactly.
ever. Nobody's
Exactly.
started recording it. You just said some
Exactly.
golden genius thing.
Exactly.
Nobody will believe you because you never recorded. You won't even remember it
Exactly.
yourself. But I
It's,
think like
I don't
with
know whether.
practice,
Sorry to interrupt you there, Dika. I don't know if
go on.
if you've ever had it. You probably have been doing it for so long. But sometimes when you're freestyling, like for a moment, you enter like it feels like it's coming from another place. You
Yeah,
ent
that's
you
when
en-
you're
you
doing
enter the
it
flow state. Like you actually
automatically.
feel it. Yeah, you feel it though. Like you feel when you're in
Yeah,
it, and then
yeah,
it goes and it's gone. It doesn't come back
yeah,
again. Like you try to
yeah,
re-imitate it, and you're like, what in that last 2 minutes? That was incredible. Like, and I'm trying to fucking get that
yeah,
back, and I can't.
yeah.
Um,
And then
and
you
you
have to
actually,
actually think.
yeah, you have to actually think.
Let's start thinking, yeah. Oh man, no, I was gonna say to you, like the best freestyles have been when everyone is just messing about and being a bit stupid,
Yeah,
you know. But it is possible with practice to kind of try and snap yourself into that zone, but it's difficult to do it naturally and organically. It's always better when you've like just been in the zone already.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's always better like that. And I know exactly what you're talking about. It's really good when that happens. Like
mate.
it's so good when that happens.
And you know that it's happened. Other people in in the room know that something has
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah.
But then, as I said, I don't know, man. I can't even explain it. You feel
It's
it
it's not it's not possible to maintain that for an extended length of time.
unless you're Harry Mack, of course.
Unless like yeah, unless you're having that or unless you're like high as fuck and you've just got in some mad zone, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not sustainable. But man, you feel it come along, come on,
Yeah, yeah,
and it is a
yeah,
feeling. It's not just
yeah.
the words that are coming out. It's an actual feeling that you get. Like
It
It
is,
it's
feels like I'm
it's a
speaking to
feeling, man.
Neo and Trinity from the fucking Matrix at the moment, man. Fucking next level shit's going on.
Yeah, it's true. It's like you disconnect. So your brain, the conscious part of your brain disconnects from the task that you're doing and you're doing it with your subconscious automatically. So
yeah,
it's basically like driving a car on automatic as opposed to manual.
it feels like it's coming from a different place, man. That's what I always say to people.
It is. It
Feel like
is.
Yeah.
you've tapped into the collective consciousness, and it's just flowing through you, and it's just all syncopated. Everything works, everything's fitted, and it's all
Yeah.
makes sense. And then you just like you. Then somebody just comes and unplugs you, or something just unplugs you from the source. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're just
Yeah,
plugged into
yeah,
something, and then
it's
something just
true.
ripped out the plug, and that's it. And you're back to fucking your
Yeah,
your normal civilian self. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, it is.
Like
It's glorious, man.
it's
Love
really
it.
fucking good, man. It's such a buzz. And you know what? We use a different part of our brain when we're freestyling or improvising.
Mm,
Then we that's a different part of the brain that we're
yeah.
using when we do that. So it's definitely it's a real scientific thing that happens, especially when you go into that zone. It's that part of your brain that you suddenly taken over,
Yeah,
which
well,
is
memory's completely out of it. You're not using your memory. You're just using your creative part of yourself.
Mm,
it would have to be something to do with memory to remember the words, because in your head you have a little bank full of words that rhyme and little words that rhyme within those words that rhyme, and that's where you're drawing it from when you're freestyling, and the rest is just filler. You're filling it in.
Yeah, but
But
as an artist who write like that, that'd be second nature then. That'd be like blinking and just be, you don't really have to memorize. You know it's there. You know you're
yeah,
breathing. So it's
yeah.
just a natural flow progression,
Yeah,
I
it's like
guess.
that. It's like that, but it also depends very much about what mood you're in,
mm,
as how it comes out, how like what setting you're in, what
Mm.
environment you're in, whether it be a really casual one or really aggressive one or fire one or a technical one or
mm.
whatever, yeah. And also I find that my freestyle comes out better when I'm bouncing off somebody, then it's always better.
Mm.
Like, that's my one anyway, because I use things that I can see around me to reference, and I use things that whoever's been rapping before me say to bounce off. That's my point, my starting point that I begin to then stepping stone onto the next things from. But yeah,
Well,
it's
right.
interesting, isn't it? How the brain works.
Well, I think in that case, then, being a battle MC and a freestyler and stuff, I think you should take, I don't know, 20 seconds to throw 8 bars of complete shade at K-Saulz just off the top of the dome. I think he deserves it.
I mean,
Just
Excellent.
go.
okay, so we got this guy glitching. He's called K-Saulz. He's got 8 holes in his Range Rolls. He walks around looking like some fucking bait holes. He goes to work in the morning looking like a troll. But he's called K-Saulz. What's the K for? Maybe ketamine. It doesn't matter. It could be anything. It could be fucking methadone or amphetamine. And when I'm rapping, he's the biggest fan of the show. Damn, and you know, he looks like a stand on the road. I'm gonna come to Cardiff, roll his ashes in a large spliff, drive away in my car quick. He's my next target. Sell it down the market. You don't want to start shit. K-Saulz, you ain't got nothing. You're talking to the hardest.
Yes.
There you go.
There we
Yes.
go. Exclusive.
I
DK
meant all
bars.
of it. I'm
Dope.
coming to you. When we come
And
to do the gig in Cardiff, I'm gonna come and directly battle you. No, I'm joking.
that was dope. That was dope. And because that was my idea, K-Souls. No, DK is not going to do one for me. That was just a one-off exclusive. I get out of this free. Happy days.
We'll do you a whole
That was
track,
dope.
Dick.
Oh,
We'll do you a
fuck.
whole track and we'll
So
release
you're going to do a
it.
whole concept album dissing me now?
Oh shit! Yeah, that's the next thing. But yeah, no, you see what I mean, don't you? Because I'm just sitting here with no beat on my own in my bedroom. It came out quite a relaxed, casual one, even though I was trying to diss you. But if it was in a different environment, so all these things influence how these freestyles come out.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
man.
dope, though. I really fucking enjoyed that. That made my fucking day.
Oh, okay. Good to be useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it when K-Souls gets shit thrown at him.
I mean, is there any sort of any opportunities and stuff that you've had and you haven't taken and you thought, oh man, like I wish I'd done that, or is there anything that springs to mind?
Oh yeah.
Work with or anything like that, or several. Obviously, if you've had several instances.
I've had those incidents that you've talked about just there where I haven't done things that I, in retrospect, wish kind of, I don't regret anything in life, but I think I should have done them. Like it would have taken me somewhere perhaps if I had gone down that road. And I've also done things that I think perhaps I shouldn't have done. So yeah, both ways. I think when I was with Strummerville, which is like a foundation set up by Joe Strummer from The Clash, and his family set up a foundation called Strummerville. And I think it was around the Phoenix Downtime, which is my 3rd album, so that means it was a fucking hell of a long time ago. I was involved with them. I was one of their artists that they were helping. They paid for the Phoenix Down album to get recorded and pressed up on CD, because remember, we're talking about back in the day. Yeah, they paid for all of that. And I was doing a lot of gigs with them, and I was working with people like Don Letts, who did filmed a music video for me to be part of their documentary that was shown on television. And I was around like a lot of these very influential people that had been successful in the scene. And I did not take advantage of it. I didn't go in there with the mindset that I would have gone here now, like as at my age now. I wouldn't have, like, if I had gone around that sort of environment now, I would have been completely different and probably got a lot more out of it. But at that age, what I did is I just went as myself and got fucked up and drunk after the show, just hung out with everyone and didn't actually utilize any of those connections. So I guess that really sums it up.
Yeah, yeah. I think most artists have probably had quite a few of those circumstances.
Yeah.
But then, as you said as well, I think it balances out sometimes, and there's probably opportunities that have come from you going somewhere where you didn't expect to get an opportunity, and then something's landed on your lap, sort of thing. So,
Yeah, man.
I mean, is there any artists out there at the moment that you kind of would like to work with that you haven't? Is there anybody that kind of is on your radar that you'd like to sort of work with in your next album or anything like that?
I don't know, man, because like for most of my albums, I keep it like with people that I actually know.
Yeah.
Like I actually know in real life. And a lot of the time they're actually even my friends as well.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be nice to work with different people. I don't have any illusions that I can actually get the people that I would on a dream bucket list get them to work with me. So you'd have to put them a shitload of money. They wouldn't know who the fuck I am either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess yeah, it would be nice to work with different people, but I haven't got a specific like idea of who. And also, a lot of my albums being concept albums, it would depend who would suit the character of what I was asking them to do as well, especially with this next thing I'm planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. And I mean, as far as the cruise ship goes, there's fucking seven of us, so we don't need any more. We ain't got
Yeah.
any more space for like
Yeah.
collabs and that, really.
Yeah, true, true. And obviously you mentioned before as well that you're a mum of two kids, right?
Yeah.
Two kids. So how do you find sort of juggling music, work, and being a mum? How do you find that? Do you find it
My oldest is 10 now, so I've been doing
okay?
this for decades. So I think I've just got used to the fact that I'm very restricted with my time. If I want to go somewhere, I have to pay for childcare. So
Yeah,
my time is valuable, and I do
yeah.
I do go to places as much as I can. And I think I'm as active as I possibly can be. And
Hmm.
when the kids are asleep or even when they're at school, nursery, I'm if I'm not swimming or working, I'm writing.
Mm,
There's always time. The thing is, you got to remember, if you have that burning, insane religious fever level passion for what you want to do, you're going to do it. It doesn't matter how restricted you are, what your situation is. You're gonna find a way to do it.
mm.
So I guess that's it really. Just find a way to do it. It's not fucking easy. You gotta be on point all the time as well. But it's possible, and I'm doing it. I've been doing it, so you know.
And obviously you said you've been doing it for what, a decade now, right? If not longer, right? I suppose probably
Well,
longer than
yeah,
that.
no, well, I've been doing the mum life for a decade, but
Yeah,
it's been 2 decades now
2 decades
since
with
I
the
released my first album. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what the whole 20-year anniversary shit is
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
which is
So
crazy, because I look mad young, so you can just assume that I started like as soon as I was born. Instantly. Yeah.
But this goes back to the whole 2027 thing. You're time traveling all over the place anyway, so no
Yeah,
one
yeah.
knows.
There is no concept of time here. No, none at all.
and
Of
obviously for
Doctor Who
somebody
shit.
somebody who has
Yeah.
somebody who has been doing it for a long time and stuff as well, obviously. Do you have anything you could sort of any advice that you could give to anybody that maybe I don't know, like people who obviously of the older generation have been doing this for a bit longer? Um, can you give any advice to them if they're kind of feeling a bit like I'm what I don't know, I'm in my 40s now, so
Yeah.
I have days where I think, do I want to carry on doing this? Do you have any advice for those types of days, for those types of people that may be thinking, you know what?
Yeah. Yeah, my advice is remember that you're a human being with a short lifespan. You're halfway through your natural lifespan if you're lucky. I've been very unhealthy. I'm probably more than halfway. But let's just say halfway, yeah? What are you gonna do with the other half of your life? Are you just gonna sit around being a miserable fucker, or are you gonna continue doing what makes you happy? Does anything else really matter? Does anyone give a shit what your neighbor thinks or your colleague at work? Does anyone care except you? Why do you care? Ask yourself, and then you might find you don't actually give a shit and you're just going to carry on doing what you like, you know?
Boom. Good
Yeah.
answer.
I
Good
think that
answer.
actually helped me. Fucking
Yeah, no, we've all thought about it, when we get a bit older and we start going, oh shit, you come to this realization at some point that you're not going to magically make loads of money out of this, most likely. And you're now, if anything, you're now spending fucking money to do this. And you're
Mm,
starting to think, well,
yeah.
I've got responsibilities. Am I just being a dickhead? And then you've got to remember, no, this is what you were made to do. Like, if you feel
mm,
that strongly about it, this is you. This is a very essential part of you. And if you don't do this, you're going to be fucking depressed. Nobody
mm,
wants to see that, so
mm.
just carry on. Carry
Yeah,
on doing your thing, man.
good
Words to
Doesn't
advice.
fucking live
matter.
by.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
yeah.
very good advice. Very good advice. And obviously, we're gonna draw the episode to the end now. But I mean, is there any last words you want to say? Is there any music that you want to promote that you can promote? Obviously, I mean, so you got the album coming out of your crew. Do you have a name for it yet at all, or
I
any?
think I think we're gonna end up calling it inner city economics.
All right, simple.
Yeah, inner city economics. Yeah,
Is this isn't your first studio album with them, is it?
it is.
It
It's the
is.
first album of us as a crew.
I wish you'd pay
Ah,
attention, Cam.
it
It's
is.
like
Oh no,
she said this
I thought.
from the beginning.
Oh, did you? Oh, I thought you said you might have dropped a project, not an album, but you've
Well,
dropped
no,
another.
we did stuff for Baraka's album, and he had us all
Yeah.
on a collab. But as a crew, this is going to be our first project.
Oh,
So my
sick.
last words are: stay tuned for the ICE shit. It's going to be fucking fire. Also, go and check out the Swim album or any of the other albums if you like. Maybe don't check the Swim one if you're depressed because it might push you over the edge. But like, go and check some of the other stuff, and sub the old YouTube channel. All the details are on my social media. Instagram is the only one I use, but it's all over the net, innit? If you want to see
How can
some
people
visuals,
where they find you on Instagram and things like that? What's the names
literally
they
just DK Rapper. So DEKAY Rapper. DK Rapper is everything. Yeah,
dope?
that's
Dick,
it.
you got
Oh.
any last questions or last words, buddy?
No, she's already fucking slayed you in a freestyle, so I'm fucking happy, man. My
He's gonna
day's
sleep,
been made.
mate. You're gonna sleep soundly
Yes.
tonight, aren't you, mate?
Oh, like a baby.
No, it's been amazing having you on. Hopefully, we can get you back with your crew and stuff and do a little
You
performance.
won't fit us all in the fucking screen. We'll have to take it in turns.
Yeah,
Sticking
true,
our head
true,
in like, yeah, that
true.
would be nice, man. Big up.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get you down hopefully for the Isle of Hip Hop as well. Get you down and your crew to perform when your obviously album drops. Lots
Yeah.
of exciting stuff coming up. Again, thanks very much for coming on the show, and yeah, have a great evening. Big up.
You too. See
Yeah.
you in Cardiff. I'm
See
coming
you
for
in
you. Yeah,
Cardiff.
don't forget. Bye.
Nice.
Peace
Peace,
out.
TK.
Take care.
All right.